Hello, Crazy Crafters! It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Technique of the Week here at Krazy Kreations.
I was going to say, that's right. I'm so excited. I could hardly wait. So Wednesday, we show you something fun to do with our Krazy Kreation products.
That includes vinyl outline stickers, handmade microfine glitter paper, coloring with alcohol markers, and we also do a lot more.
So much more. But before we go any further, let us tell you who you're talking to. My name is Kara.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are a mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations.
And now that you know who we are, don't be shy and let us know who you are and where you're watching from in the comments section below.
Yes, so today we have, I would call it an oldie but a goodie, and a lot of people don't know what you could do with this particular technique. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, so we have done part of this technique before, but then we're adding a twist to it, something we haven't done for Technique of the Week before, and I have to say the results are beautiful.
They are beautiful, and like always, if you like this particular technique, we will have a kit available at the end of the video for you to purchase so that you could try this wonderful technique as well.
And the kit that we offer is always discounted a little bit to encourage you to try something new, and it always sells out, so you don't want to miss the kit if you really like this technique. So what is this technique called?
I don't know, you named it. I know what I would call it, but what is the official title of the technique?
Okay, so the name of this video is Making and Coloring Patterned Glitter Paper.
Okay, so I think we're going to make patterned glitter paper and then we're going to color on it. Is that right?
Yes, and so before we jump into the technique, let's look at the samples and see what it looks like when you do this technique.
Okay, look how beautiful these cards are. I just love them. And again, it's kind of our sunny meadow, right? So we have our yellow and our green, and we threw in some purple.
We did. So the technique we said is making and coloring patterned glitter paper, and that is what we used behind these flower outline stickers.
Yeah, now normally this glitter part would be all white because the background paper is white, but notice we used one of our Sunny Meadow papers. We put glitter on it and then we colored on top of that. Isn't that beautiful?
It really adds an interest to your image. It's very different, very unique, but it's really pretty.
I agree. And then this one here is with our violets, and back here is a really subtle script, and you can even see the script through the coloring. So it might be a little hard on camera, but it is darn beautiful.
It's really pretty, and so we're going to show you how to make this and how to do this technique today. And if you've ever done this before, let us know in the comment section, or let us know if this is something brand new to you. Now, we are watching your comments, reading them, and we can also respond to them in the comment section itself with Eric typing out those answers for you.
Okay, so I love that. So we're going to demonstrate with my favorite color, yellow, because that's one of my 3 favorite colors, and we're going to show how we made this card.
Okay, let's jump right in.
Okay, so if you know how to make this card, you can make the other card very easily, right?
Yes, and by the way, we forgot to show you that this is not just the typical A2 card. It has a little something different because it's shorter on the front, making that sentiment on the inside.
Yes, so let's just start right in. What do you say? So we're going to have our paper trimmer, because to get that little opening part, you have to cut a part of this A2 card. So an A2 card measures, when it's closed, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we always supply these pre-scored cards. So you want to fold that. And then what you're going to do is we're going to cut off 1 inch right here. So it doesn't matter which side you make the inch, because both sides are the same, right?
Yep, you could always flip it around if you think you cut the wrong side.
Okay, I know I was off, but that was a quick cut. And now we have that little opening that we just saw on the card.
So now the front of the card is a little bit shorter than the back.
Yeah, so when you get your pre-scored card, don't forget to use a bone folder or something like a bone folder. I like to use the edge of our tweezers. I find it's a perfect flat bone folder.
I always skip that step.
You do, but look how much better it folded down.
I know, but I forget, or I just want to jump right into, making the card, and I forget that step. So.
Oh, well, now it's time. Let's do the inside of the card. So do you want to open that up? So basically what that is, it's a piece of black cardstock and yellow cardstock, and we're going to mat it in there. Now the dimensions of this is 5 1/4, I think, by 1 1/4, and then 5 by 1, okay? So of course all of this will be in the kit instructions if you want to make along. So now we're going to simply mat this in here. I wish I had my little crafting mat tool.
Acrylic crafting square.
Okay, the acrylic crafting square. And if you're not sure what that is, I'll tell you. It helps you get even coverage all around this matting. Okay, so now we're going to simply just adhere this in here. How easy was that?
Really easy.
And if you notice, we did leave a little bit of the white all the way around from the card.
So this part is very simple, and we're just giving you a refresher on how the inside of this card goes together. The main technique, though, is going to be making that glitter paper and coloring on it.
Yep, so there we go with that. Now, to do the front part of this card, we're going to take a piece of black cardstock and we're going to adhere it right here on the front of the card. I believe it's 3 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit even with this.
So we're leaving some white matting around all the sides. Again, if you're somebody who likes it to be equally spaced all the way around your matting, you might want to look into that acrylic crafting square, because that is exactly what it's designed to help you do.
Yes, now I have some little pieces and bits from our Sunny Meadow, the yellow part of the collection. And so we've just cut some, little pieces that would adhere like this, adhere this one, and so on and so on. So I don't think we have to do this part, but we just wanted to show you how the card goes together, right?
Yeah, so it's really easy. You would just adhere these down however you like them.
Leave that little bit of black. And then our secret weapon, right, Jackie? To finish the edges of the paper is this border sticker.
Yes, and this is the mini pearl border stickers that I've been asked about several times. So these are not available individually on the website, but we do have something to share about them at the end of the video. So don't go anywhere. But all you have to do is peel a strand or a strip.
And I have this one down on the bottom.
And I'll zoom in because these are very delicate, but that's what makes them so nice. They have adhesive on the back, and we're just going to put them across the seam of our paper, and you just line it up. I like to use tweezers when they're this skinny, because I can't tell which side is which. And then you press it down. And then I'm a little crooked, but you get the idea.
Yeah, but that's what I like, because you can adjust, and because they aren't quite adhered permanently yet. So there, is that better?
That is, and then you just trim the excess off and you use it again.
Yep.
So I do see a question about that acrylic crafting square. Is it on the website? Yes, it is. So yes. Hopefully Eric will put a link in the comments for us.
I'm telling you, it is one of the best tools. I use it all the time, and it helps me keep everything even here. So that's kind of the basis of the card here. That wasn't hard, was it?
No, not at all. So those little border stickers, they just go across every edge of that pattern paper, and it just adds a really nice detail to the card.
Now, when we're looking at that sentiment, we want you to know that the sentiment can be found here on the sticker, the daffodil sticker. So it says thank you right here. And those photo corners, I call them photo corners, but the little flower corners are also on the sticker sheet. So you just simply would peel and stick, right?
Yes, so this, on the daffodil it says thank you. On the violet sticker it says just because.
So that's kind of the basics of a card. So this is a really pretty card, and you could do it so many different ways with your scraps. Don't you think that's pretty?
It's a good way to use your scraps.
Okay, so now we need to build the highlight and special feature of our card.
Okay, so the very first thing we need to do to make this image right here is make our very own patterned glitter paper.
Now, we have a recipe on how to make glitter paper, right?
We do. So you can actually access the recipe on our website, and it's free, and you can download it, and that way you have that saved, and you can follow the recipe to do exactly what we're doing right now.
So to make glitter paper, you need 3 items. You need our microfine velvety smooth glitter from Krazy Kreations. Now the one I'm using today is warm highlights. What that means is all the sparkles in here are gold. Now what other highlights do we have?
We have cool highlights and we have purple highlights. And we used to have blue highlights.
Yes, but that is gone now. We might still have like a few jars, but no more paper, I think.
So whenever you hear the word highlights, we're talking about the color of the sparkle, even though this glitter looks white.
Okay, so the glitter is translucent. That's one thing you're going to want to remember. So what that means is it's see-through. Even though it has a white hue, it is see-through glitter. Now, the other thing we're going to need is what we call score tape. And score tape is a very strong double-sided tape, and it says Suk Wang on both sides. We've always used this to make all of our glitter paper and have never had a problem with it, so we highly recommend the brand Score Tape, right?
Yes.
And then you need the paper. So normally we have a white cardstock that we put on the back, which is 65 pounds. We're going to use our Sunny Meadow paper today, and we're going to use this one that has the yellow and white stripes.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our score tape, that double-sided adhesive sheet, peel off one side. I find it easier to peel off the brown side. And put the sticky side on top of the pattern that you want to show.
Yes, so we want those lines, so that is, I'm putting the tape right on top of the lines. Now, I like to give it a little rub. Do you? Not always?
Not always.
I find that it has bubbles sometimes. I don't know. I actually like to use the brayer tool, but you know. So now I'm taking off the other protective layer, and as you can see, the tape is see-through. Can you see the shiny part of that tape there?
Yep, so that is the adhesive on the pattern paper, and we are looking through it to see those yellow lines.
So now what we're going to do is put it in our translucent, warm highlight, Krazy Kreation glitter. And like I told you, it is see-through, and it does not take a lot at all. Now look at all that glitter on there. There's one more step though, totally very important. I'm going to use a brayer tool because I like to press my glitter into the tape, but what's the thing Jackie always tells us to do?
Burnish, burnish, burnish.
So what does that mean?
That means that we need to take our finger or our hand and rub that glitter. And what does that do? It makes it shinier and smoother, and it gets a little bit of that extra glitter off.
So now we've made glitter paper, and this is just like the white glitter paper that we sell, but it has pattern behind it.
Isn't that pretty?
And I love that.
So you may not be able to see all that sparkle on the video, but it is just gorgeous. And I love that we can customize any of our scrapbooking papers to make it glitter paper. Now this is safe for your Cricut, for your Brother Scan and Cut, for your Sizzix machine, for your punches. You can use any of those on this glitter paper.
Now I will tell you there's a couple things if you're going to make pattern glitter paper. If you have a very faint pattern, This glitter does kind of add a layer, so it kind of adds like it makes it less vibrant, the paper. So the darker paper you have with a striking pattern, it tends to come out the best.
You want a contrast.
Yes, and so another thing you could put behind here is a photograph. Let's say you took a photograph of a beautiful flower field. You could put your photo on the bottom, put the tape, and then the glitter. There's so much you could do, right?
Right, and I just wanted to mention that the adhesive and the glitter that we used are acid free, so they're photo safe, so you can use these in your scrapbooks.
Okay, so we're going to zoom in now because the next part is all the fun coloring. So we're going to come in here, take our daffodil, and I love this sticker because it's going to be, it is spring, like last Saturday I think it was spring, so that's kind of cool. And you're just going to do what you would do on the white glitter paper. We're going to adhere it right on here, right?
Yep, just like we usually do, and then you want to take your finger and rub or burnish again.
Yeah, so I think I'll get my little brayer tool because I don't want any bleeding. And what I love about this, I already have a background for it. Isn't that cool?
So you don't need to color the sky or the background because those yellow lines are the background.
Okay, so now we're going to use some coloring, and we're going to grab some of our alcohol ink markers. So we're going to get E28. We're going to get some yellows, which are Y10, Y02, and Y07. So I actually use 4 different colors on here. And the Y02 and Y07 is found in our pastel set now. The Y10 is in our standard original 24 set. And if you don't have the pastel, you can use the E40. Okay, from the original, but these are the 4 that I used.
Okay, and don't be deceived by those caps because the caps kind of all look the same, but they're definitely not the same.
Right, so what I did was I started out with Y07, which happened to be a little bit darker than the Y10, so you can't go by the number system either. You really need to do like little swatches on the side, okay?
And these are Rite Art alcohol-based markers. They have that wonderful brush tip that we love to use on the glitter paper for blending and shading. They're double-ended, refillable.
And I am using this brush tip right here. It is fabulous for coloring. And I'm just putting some of that darker color where I want it. Now I'm going to come in with my Y10. And you could tell I've used 4 colors because I really wanted a lot of that yellow contrast. And by the way, I don't know if you could see, but this was Y07, that's Y10, definitely a little bit lighter.
Now if you wanted to, you could have left the image plain with the pattern and just cut it out and put it on your card. But when you add this blending and shading and the coloring, it gives your image a lot more dimension.
Now for those of you who may be new, I am simply coloring on here, and then when I take my lighter colors, this will be the lightest, Y02, I'm going to the end line of that dark color, and I'm just pushing it, blending it, and then filling it in. So you get that beautiful shading.
Do you know what I love about this time of year?
What's that?
Daffodils.
And that's what we're doing.
We have daffodils that they just bloom every spring. They're wildflowers here, and I just love seeing them every single year.
Yes, please don't say wildfires, because we have fire season here. I'm not ready for that.
Not yet. They're wildflowers.
Okay. So I'm going back, doing the same process, Y07, going into Y10. Another thing, notice I didn't put the caps on my pen each time. Your pens will not dry out as you're coloring. So you don't have to. I find that a nuisance. And then I'm coming in with my Y02 and finishing up the flower. Can you see that beautiful shading?
It is. So there's a shadow kind of on the inside of the flower, and then on the outside of the petals it gets lighter.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And then I'm going to just do the inside. And this time I didn't want the dark, so I just did Y10. Oh, I forgot that spot. You didn't tell me.
She forgot a petal.
All right. And then I'm going to do YO2 here. Let's get our YO2 there. And I wanted the inside to be lighter. And then I want this part to be darker. Now, I haven't used that brown yet. You haven't asked me about that.
No, I see there is brown on the sample here, but we haven't used it yet. So where are you going to use it?
Yeah, so this is E28, and what I'm going to do is to really highlight these shadows, I'm going to come in and just put a little bit of the E28, mainly where one flower overlaps another.
You know, when you add that E28, which is a brown, it kind of looks golden in the shadow area.
You're right, it does. I'm just putting a little bit. Notice it's not a lot of it, because I didn't want a lot. Okay, so then I could even go over the line a little bit, and then you're going to come back in, and we started with YO7, so I'm looking for that right here, and I'm going to blend that. And that's how I got those deep, deep shadows.
And to blend, you're just pulling from where that brown stopped into the yellow. So one direction, pulling.
Yep, and then I'm going to come back with my YO2 in just a moment.
So it is a process. It is actually very easy to do this technique. Just trust the process, and even if you don't like how it looks now, when we go back with that light yellow, it's going to look a little different.
It is. So here we go. Look at that.
There we go. So that tones it down when you add that light yellow.
So again, YO2, right?
YO2. It's like a lemon yellow.
And I really think the brown just adds a lot to the shadows, but you don't want a lot. You need just very little. Now we should also tell you your colors will look different when they dry a little bit.
They will. So you did forget that little ridge right there.
Actually, I haven't. I was saving that. But thank you for keeping me on my toes. Okay, so now this ridge here I want it to be darker, so I'm actually going to go in with my E28.
Which is like a light brown, and it does look gold on here. I really like it.
Yes.
And it matches our warm highlights glitter that we used.
And then I'm going to finish with the Y10. I just wanted that to be darker. Isn't that pretty?
I get questions at the trade shows that we do a lot when we're coloring. Do those pens have glitter in them? No, they're just alcohol markers, and we're coloring on the Krazy Kreations handmade glitter paper, which is the only glitter paper that is safe for your markers.
So I'm now using the fine tip of our black, number 100, and I just did those little seeds, and then this one is green, and it's not a big spot, so you could even just go in with your YGOO. Do you see that handy? Ooh, you're so good at that. And you just put that there. So do you want to hold that up for everybody?
All right, let's take a closer look. And this is how it came out. And it's still very glittery. You can still see those stripes behind the flower. And it's just really unique and fun to try in a different look. So now, guess what we have to do? We have to roughly cut this out. Now this is in a frame, this is in a circle, and a lot of our flower images come in a frame, and that makes them really easy to cut out. So when I say frame, sometimes it's a circle, sometimes it's a square, a heart, a rectangle, an oval, but all you have to do is follow the black line with your scissors, go right up to the edge of that vinyl, cut it out. And then if you wanted to, you could take a black marker and go around the edge. So let's do that really quickly. I'm just taking my marker, and wherever I cut and I didn't get close enough, this is going to hide it. So it will look like I cut it out perfectly.
Now we like to use the pen, but I guess you could use an ink pad with a sponge or something, right?
You could. You just want to be really careful not to get any black ink on your colored image.
All right, that looks great. I love this. Now we are providing a die cut, so we have a die cut for our circle, and you're just going to simply turn this over. Now You do not peel the papers off. There's no adhesive, so it does require adhesive to stick.
Yep, just use your favorite adhesive, put it on the back of the paper, pat it down, and voila. Now this would go on the front of the card.
I love it. Do you love it?
It's really pretty, and it was really easy to do, and again, very different from the coloring that we usually do, but also really fun to try something new.
And then again, don't forget this one here. We did the script paper, and I just love that with the violets. Can you see the script in there? How pretty is that?
And you can color those any colors you really want to.
Yeah.
They don't have to be purple,
No,
right?
they don't.
So, I mean, because the greenery, the leaves are green to match on here, you can color these flowers any color you want to. And remember, that pattern is going to show through the coloring. So a really, really fun technique. Again, this is making and coloring patterned glitter paper. Now we do have a kit if you want to try this at home, and we're going to show you everything you get in the kit.
Okay, so first of all, you're going to get a 1/2 ounce of the warm highlight glitter. Now you can never go wrong with having our glitter because now we've shown you so many ways you could use it, right?
Yes, and this is going to last you a long time.
And let's not forget, you're going to get this big 8.5 by 11 piece of score tape, so that's going to do a lot of projects there. By the way, one of these little jars will cover, I'd say about 5 of these, okay? So 5 or 6, so you get a lot of mileage.
And
okay?
when you use this, don't be afraid to cut it up into the size that you need. It's going to be so much easier working with a smaller piece rather than the whole sheet.
Right, so I cut mine just for reference 3 by 3. It was very easy. Now you're going to get this daffodil sticker and you're going to get the violet sticker. Now each of these have 3 images on there, so that means 6 cards, right?
Exactly.
So here's 6 envelopes with 6 cards. How do you like that?
6 pre-scored cards.
Now we're going to need those die cuts, so you're going to get 6 circle die cuts in there. And let's not forget the other stickers you need. That beautiful chain, mini chain, black.
I call it mini pearl.
Mini pearl, and I call it mini chain. But either one, it's mini, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to get those beautiful dots that kind of look like sequins and really make your card kind of pop even more. And then you're going to get the papers. So you're going to get solid papers, pattern papers, papers to do your glitter on, and that's that script paper. Isn't that pretty?
It is. I like it.
And then you're going to get more paper and the solid cardstock. So that's a lot of stuff.
It is. So this kit will make 6 cards, 3 of each, and we did mark it down for a Technique of the Week special. So usually all of this stuff would add up to $25.99. So it is marked down to $21.99. You're saving $4 by getting the kit, and you're also trying something new. Now, don't forget, you do get the photos of these cards. And by the way, we always like to ask you which is your favorite. So if you didn't get a chance, let us know. And we give you written instructions, and you're able to re-watch this video when you make them at home. So you'll have me and Kara doing it with you.
Absolutely. I think you're going to absolutely love this technique. Now, for those of you who love the mini pearl or the mini chain, whichever one, it's the mini stickers, we have a special add-on if you buy the kit, right?
Yes, so what you'll want to do is click that add-on on the product page, and we'll need to repost that link, Eric, but this will be an add-on. It's an option, so you don't have to get these, but if you would like these mini pearl holographic stickers, you can add them. They're not available individually. We have black, silver, gold, and white.
I know. I love all of them. I've used all of them. I tell you, they're my go-to sticker right now. I absolutely love them. So this is just the add-on feature, and you get all 4 of these, again, not available for individual sale.
Exactly. So if you want to be the first to get all these colors of those mini pearls, add that to your kit. Now, it is on the product page for the Technique of the Week kit, which I forgot to tell you is called the Patterned Glitter Paper Floral Cards Technique Kit. And there were a couple other items I wanted to highlight in case you wanted to add them while you're making your purchase. We recommend this little mini glitter spoon when you're using glitter. It's really convenient to dip into your jar and sprinkle on your adhesive. We also like to use this tidy tray. It keeps everything neat and contained in this little container instead of all over your crafting desk. And then Kara wants to highlight the brayers.
Yes, I love the brayers because, especially for me who has a bit of arthritis in my hands, this really helps me press it down. I just love it.
All right, so this was our technique of the week for this week. Again, I had so much fun making and coloring on that pattern glitter paper. It's not something we do a lot, but when we do it, it's really fun and it's interesting and it's elegant.
And I wish I did it more. I don't know why I don't, because I love the results. I just absolutely love both of those. And I am going to make an effort to do it more because I think it's stunning. Now, the only way, though, to get that, we don't pre-make pattern glitter paper. So you need to follow the recipe, which can also be found on our website. Right, Jackie?
Yes, and it's really easy to make your own glitter paper. And there's so many possibilities on how you can put that glitter on top of your papers, photos, so many different things, and I'd love to see what you come up with.
So on the website, to get the recipe, you would go to
krazycreations.us, click ideas, and then resources.
And it's right there. You could print it out and have it as one of those go-to little things that you do in your craft room.
Now, I saw a lot of you loving this kit. Thank you so much for showing the love. Don't forget to give our video a thumbs up or a heart if you're on Facebook. And I want to remind you that our technique kits tend to sell out. So if you want to order this kit, do it as soon as possible because we hate when we run out and we can't make any more.
I know. So do that. In the meantime, happy crafting, and we will see you next time here at Krazy Kreations. My name is Kara.
I'm Jackie. Thank you so much for watching.